second. I remember we spent like 2 days like putting up blankets and stuff in the main room there.
Right.
And this is I tell this story all the time, Greg. This is great. So I'm sorry about all the F words, man. You got to edit that. Anyway, listen to this. So I remember I'm over at the patch bay and I'm patching stuff in, and man, it's all of a sudden it went from kind of laid back, we're hanging up blankets and getting our mics placed, to all of a sudden it's time to go. That button that they pushed, nobody sees the button, but the button's pushed, and I'm sitting there panicking, man, trying to get stuff plugged in, and you're at the end of the console and you're working, and you got to get that thing down there, you're pointing, and all this stuff, and the band finally cranks up, and it is absolutely the worst band you had ever recorded, and all of a sudden the producer runs out of the room, and I seen him go through the ISO booth, and I lit a cigarette, and I said, and you got a cigarette in your mouth, and I'm like, this is going to be a long record. And then all of a sudden we heard the producer go, that was great. And nope, you went, nope, it's going to be a short record.
It's going to be short.
It's going to be a short record. I'll never forget that as long as I live.
I remember it.
You didn't even look at me. You just took a Greg off your cigarette and went, nope, it's going to be a short record. I was like,
we did get browbeat pretty good on that one.
God, he browbeated both of us. Like, God.
Oh, I think really I have to thank him for that, because it kind of changed me a little bit. It's like, man, if I'm that big of a when I'm around, no wonder people don't want to do it. So it kind of took the down a notch after that record.
After that, we could not compete with that guy. He was such a.
But the great thing that we did was we learned a little bit about how to just throw a damn band in a room and record it live.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, that was a hell of a task.
It was, because remember
everybody in one room. Yes, I mean, amps, everything. Vocal monitors, all kinds of shit. It looked like a damn live stage.
Yeah, when he told me that I had to go rent monitors, I looked at you like, Greg, what are we going to do here? Like, what are we doing? Like, and, you looked at me, let's do what he says to do.
He wants to do it.
Let's do what he.
We'll turn that shit on and go.
Go get fucking plug it up.
It was funny because we both looked at each other and went, man, this don't sound too great. And he ran out there and said, oh man, it's amazing. This is great. So we was like, okay. That's what you want. You asked for it. you got it.
Oh, jeez. I always remember that. Never forget. That's one of the biggest moments of my whole career. Was like, what? That was before I had a career. I was just a second engineer. I was looked at you like, I looked down at the console, and you're like, nope, it's going to be a short record.
Actually, if you go back and if you find that record, or I'll send you a copy of it, it actually, going back and knowing what we went through to get there,
right?
It actually does, it doesn't sound like that bad.
No, it doesn't sound that bad.
Now, it doesn't sound great, but it is what it is. There's some people perceive it as being good.
I know. And
they released it.
Because me and you didn't even think it'd get released, did we?
Hell no.
Hey, do you remember, though, that record, though, we ate like lobster and freaking, steaks every night. Like, there was a ungodly budget for the freaking food.
And we learned what Mexican coffees were, tequila and Kahlua and coffee and cream. Boy, that was a trip.
Oh, my God.
I taught Malcolm how to do a lot of the bad things he did. Malcolm was a really nice kid when he came. He came in the studio, and I don't know. I taught him a whole lot, and I'm glad he's dropped some of those things.
Oh yeah, I had to settle down. I found a good woman to settle me down. Thank God.
There you go.
Thank God she came along. I'd be dead right now.
You learned how to say yes to the girl.
Yep.